Welcome back to Conversations That Build, where we have real conversations that elevate your mindset, your life, and your money. Powerful conversations that can turn into growth, impact, and legacy. I'm honored to sit with a powerful woman. Her name is Karrie. Welcome to the show, and I really appreciate you coming here today.
Well, I appreciate being with you, so thank you.
You're welcome. So, Karrie, tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, and what you do. Everything.
Sure. So my name is Karrie Klimas. I'm actually a Broward County native Floridian, and I was in the corporate world for about 18 years, and one day they let me go. And as to say, I've been on my own for 15 years. I'm very grateful for the opportunities. Say first and foremost, going to a networking event and somebody suggesting to brand myself. And if I didn't have that first coffee and he helped co-create my first business, I wouldn't be sitting here with you.
Okay.
So if I didn't say yes to somebody offering me something I didn't know, so luckily I had the growth mindset.
That's really the point.
Yeah. And this business, so I've been on my own for 15 years, and out of the 15 years, this is my third business that has an acronym of GPS. So this business is called Great Partnership Solutions.
Okay. That's really great. So you were working in corporate for 18 years before, right? Okay. So what led you into this space, like what you do right now?
I appreciate that. So I had gone to several networking events and I had gone to conferences. I don't know about you. Have you ever been to a conference before?
No.
Okay. So if anybody's been to a conference, you often sit back, you watch successful people on stage, and you probably take some notes. I'm like, oh, that's a good idea.
Oh, yeah. I went. I remember.
Okay, good. So we take notes, we write it down, and what happens to those notes?
I'll never go back to them again.
So we spend all this money and time, get excited, and we try to put what we learn into action, but often we fail.
Yes.
Would you agree? Without that accountability. So I believed in personal growth. That's when I started learning about it. And then I guess you could say the universe, I was at a networking event, and that's where I met my coach.
Okay.
So I've been in this, where you're in my space right now, I've been here 21 years. And 7 years, my house was like a showroom. I used to sell candles, then I sold purses, and I sold jewelry. And so
businesswoman since a long time.
that's where my first business was called Gift Problem Solver.
Okay.
So, but I went to a networking event, another one, not the first one. I kind of helped me find out somebody to brand me. But where we're sitting is actually where my coach sat here.
Oh.
When we had all this inventory, and she's like, do you like having all this inventory? I said, I don't know anything different. She's like, well, what if I could teach you an exercise to quiet your mind, feel more relaxed and grounded, and stay focused on creating a business that aligned with your skills and abilities. Now, people always used to tell me I was good at networking. Now, that's just a word. Well, each of us probably would identify it differently. So what I come to find out is, these are my parents' skills too, where I got them from. Parents are organized.
Oh, yeah.
They're good at follow-up. My dad always takes action. My dad asks a lot of questions, so I ask questions. I'm good at introducing myself and being organized. Well, I thought everybody did that. So without meeting a coach to guide me, because I couldn't afford to keep doing the same thing every day.
Yes.
And so I'm very grateful to say yes, for that next level of growth mindset, to get out of my own way. And earlier you mentioned about comfort zone. So yes, we can all be in one, but a growth mindset, yes, anything. And if you're scared and excited, that's growth.
That's growth.
Yeah. So I'm very grateful. And I've been committed to my own personal growth for over 10 years with a company called Self-Discovery Life Mastery, once in Fort Lauderdale, now in West Palm, but every week, at least once a month, I'm with them, and always, getting out of my own way, and, living more in the flow, living more peace with myself, and, trusting my guidance every day, and, being able to live purposely with my skills I'm good at.
Oh yeah, that's really good. When you say like I'm scared, I remember like somebody said, if your dream doesn't scare you, go dream again.
Right, exactly.
Yes. What did you have to change internally before you were able to build strong externally connections?
Repeat that question.
What did you have to become internally first?
Okay.
Before you become that strong externally.
Well, I'll say that I had to trust myself and trust my intuition to know what feels right for me.
Okay.
Like what you know me as, I guess my title is a leadership and networking coach. So when I started this business 4 years ago, I just recently wrapped up a business with a couple of business partners. And I said, okay, now I'm going to take this business, what I've learned, and create a networking business. Now, what I teach now is so different from what I teach before, but I remember I went to a webinar one day with a lady, and she was doing how to create a workshop.
Okay.
So before I even finished that 1 hour webinar with her, I had my networking skills workshop ready to go. Because I knew I had something valuable to share. I just didn't know how to turn it into a workshop.
Yes.
And that's been now 4 years.
The skills was here, but you needed a system.
Yes. We need other people to guide us through some ideas. Yeah. So I'm very grateful for the people in my life who showed me things I didn't know.
Connection is good, right?
Yeah. Wow.
A lot of people network, but they don't make money from it. What are they doing? Do you think that they are doing something wrong?
Well, do you think so?
I'm asking.
Well, we said earlier, we're talking, I said, so these people, some have a growth mindset and some have a fixed mindset. Yes. So did you get when you became an entrepreneur, did you get the manual? Did you know how to become an entrepreneur?
No.
Okay. Did you know how to become a woman?
No.
Did you become a daughter? Okay, no. Neither did I. Did you know how to become a human? So when I got out of a corporate job and became an entrepreneur, again, I didn't have the knowledge, and I believe many people want to sell us, but I wasn't connecting and asking good questions. So that's why I feel a lot of people aren't confident. This is one of the things we talked about earlier is, what questions to ask, how to really care about people, being more interested. If their mindset is not open and willing and positive, I can't, that's what their attitude is going to get them what they get. A winning attitude gets winning results. So attitude plus behavior plus actions get results. So life is meant to be winning. Question is, if your attitude aligns with that, you'll be winning. But if they're not willing to stay open to ideas and connect and feel that confidence to ask better questions and keep reviewing what's working, what's not working, then they'll keep getting the same results.
Yeah. That's why I can say networking. I keep seeing it different ways. So yeah, it's really, really, really good to connect with others and meet others. Like you said, if you didn't meet your culture now, you won't be able to be here today. That's really great.
I meet people when I do meet them, especially if they're new to networking. One guy had a bunch of cards on a pile. Most people, or maybe you did, I was very narrow-minded. So I really didn't, this person doesn't need my service. I don't need what they need. Let them go. So until I saw my coach start talking to more people, and she was inviting them to follow up and meet coffee, I'm like, why does she need all that? But what I came to realize, I'm like, wow, she's more open. So all these cards that people have piles of, but not knowing how to follow up, what to say, and they're thinking it's a waste of time. Well, then you're going to get that. You're actually going to get what you're going to get.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And I met a guy for coffee. This one guy who had the cards in the pile in his car, I met him, and he told me about Gemini. Now, I knew about Gemini, the AI, but I didn't know the way he taught me.
Okay.
So I have my planner in front of me, and I start taking notes on what he has to share about it. Met him on a Saturday. Monday, I'm on the computer creating my new trifold from Gemini. Wednesday, I finished it, and Friday was at my doorstep. I said, how many people do you take action? Write it down, because earlier I said people write stuff down, but nothing happens. I wrote it down, and I created something tangible from it. Wow. I said, I've told him, if I didn't meet you, I would have never known that. So I didn't have coffee with him, and willing to listen to him, to take it down, because I don't want to memorize it all. Most people want to hold, people do not come with pen and paper when they meet people. They, at the end of the day, I want to take a golden nugget away from you, learn something I didn't know.
Yeah, I like learning from people. I always listen. I like learning. So I don't know nothing. Just tell me everything.
Well, but I consider networking a game. Hey, it's a game. I'll use basketball. Can you read a book in basketball and know how to play?
No.
Okay, great.
You have to do it. You have to just do.
Okay, great. So my workshop is we're learning about networking, understand the best and poor practices before, during, and after. Now we're going to go and play. So if we're going to read about basketball and I give you a ball, does that mean you still know how to play?
No.
So now we got to go to
of knowledge.
Exactly. Whether we know it's right or wrong, right? So if I give you a ball, do you still know how to play? No. Now what we got to do next?
I know how to just
what do we have to do?
I don't know how to do it.
We need to go to a court. We need to find a hope. Maybe find some humans to play with.
Yes.
So everything's about an experience. So again, networking is an experience without going in with a winning attitude and setting up goals and who you want to connect with. And that's just, people think it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
Because it's not the person who's running the show. That's not their responsibility.
They say, I met a bunch of people. They say, oh, I don't like networking. I say, you don't even know what you're saying. Because even though if you like opening your own business, you got to talk to people. So for example, I start my business online. I said, yeah, I do sales, the balm. So this is my website. You can go. I talk to you, but if I didn't say anything, how you gonna know?
You know how long we've been networking?
Mm.
You know how long?
No.
Since we're children.
Yeah.
So when you
That's
go,
true. But now, at that time, at this age, you just do it like for fun, like meeting, especially children. They like talking.
well, that's the point, is take that attitude again. We forget to be childlike.
Yes.
So if I'm going to play with you in the playground and I don't know you, I'm going to say, hey, come play. But
Yeah.
networking is the same thing. If I don't go and
Same thing.
introduce myself, then those opportunities.
Mhm.
But we're all strangers, but it's kind of like, I'm going to use this, I used this the other day. We go to a networking event, it's a one night stand because we're not taking the time to really get to know people. For those who are, great, and those who don't, because they're scared to follow up, not sure to follow up, how to do it. Yes, then come see me. But if you really want to build relationships, if we were single women, don't you want the cute men to come up to us and invite us out to dinner or
We do
coffee?
want.
Right. Well, the same thing. We got to take that next step. Your friend comes from out of town.
Mhm.
Hey, let's go have coffee or drink. It's the same thing.
Yes.
It's not just hanging out at the networking event over and over again and then never hanging out and then finding out if you're a friend, if you're a client, or finding a golden nugget from you. Otherwise, all those opportunities are missed.
Yeah, I remember when I first started to networking, but usually when I used to do it like for nothing, I enjoy it. But when I have to do it and I know there's something else behind it, I was like, no, I become so logical. I was like, no, I used to do that. That was so fun, but meeting people is something I like to do. So I met people like you. Remember when I just met you and I said, yes, you were talking about something. I said, yes, I would like to have you on my podcast, and this is like how we met.
Right.
Did I know you before? No.
A podcast, if you know my networking goals, one of the things on my list is podcasting or interviewing, lunch and learn. So I'm open.
Yeah.
Hey, if there's an opportunity that's going to help me get marketing it out there, I'm open.
Yeah, that's great.
Right. I was trying to get people to see these things too. Is again, they have to have the growth mindset. They got to be open and willing to see things they didn't see before.
Yeah.
Whether it costs you or doesn't cost you, it's going to cost you one way or another.
Yes. I really want people to see networking like different way, instead of saying, oh, it's a waste of time, or
We've all been networking socially, but there's social. If we're hanging out socially, we're not wearing a name tag. Now it's a little different. You might or may not talk about business. You might be talking about the girls and the guys and whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So, but I prefer a little older. So, so for me, going to a networking event is more next level serious because I
Yes,
want to be able to keep it sociable, as well as we are there for business. We are there for opportunities. I might need marketing. I mean, people go to networking events, they probably heard of businesses they never heard of before.
Yes,
Even what I do is never heard before.
Yes, when you just started, you were doing it like, but now it's become more serious because you have built something. So you just go over there and have a like real meeting. But at the beginning, you just were like meeting people, like started to know them and trying to have a connection.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yes. How can someone position themselves as valuable in a room even if they feel like they have nothing to offer? Nothing. I'm like,
Well, I cannot change their mindset.
Yes.
They might want to sit back and say to themselves, create it again. Treat the environment like it's a sport. Going in like, hey, this is going to be a great event. I'm open to meeting new people. Let's say, give yourself a goal of 2 people. I mean, that's not too many. Hey, I'm going to connect with these 2 people. If I can get to 2 people, make good connections, I can go home. Great, you made it. Okay, next time, challenge yourself for the next time. I'm going to meet 3 people. Okay, maybe 3 people turn to 4. Okay, great. Just keep stretching yourself. It's kind of like basketball. Maybe I shoot once, I don't. If I'm here for half an hour to play, great. Next time I got to keep.
Become like great.
As long as you show up. I mean, at the end of the day, it's what they say, first thing is showing up.
That's true.
And then I said, just stick your hand out and see who you talk to, or ask the host and hostess at the table, who maybe that could be somebody they know of, and like maybe they also introduce you to people.
Yes, great. What's one conversation that completely changed your life or business?
What conversations changed my
which
life?
one?
Well, I mean, the one I think of already 2 of them I mentioned was a gentleman who I met who said to brand myself. And then my coach who asked me, suggested if I wanted to create a business that aligned with my skills and abilities.
The Gemini guy.
Sorry?
The Gemini guy. Gemini. The guy that you...
Oh, not him. This is my first business. His name is Norman Katz. I met him when I started my first business, and I got fired on December 7th of 2009. And then I'd gone to a few networking events at night, but I never could go full time. But I was very grateful. I had more time now to dedicate to my business, which was selling candles at the time. I was doing home parties, and I earned a free trip. And then I went to a network 3 weeks after I got fired. I went to a networking event on December 31st. That's where I met Norman. And Norman says, what if you could brand yourself? And then by May 1st of 2010, he came up with Gift Problem Solver, my first business. So I'm very grateful to take the time, the willingness to sit down with him, listen to him. And I didn't even pay him because it wasn't his business.
Yeah.
He gave me his time. I trusted him. And my first business I had for 7 years because of him.
Yeah.
And if I didn't want them to listen, I wouldn't
be here.
That's right. And my next was going to the seminars. And I believe if you're watching something of interest, of value to you, maybe it's YouTube or reading a book, most likely the universe will bring you a human that actually does what you're reading and watching.
Yes.
That's how the universe works. And it's up at the same too.
Really true. That's really true.
It reflects the same as well. So whatever you're negative about, that shows up in your life too.
That's why they say where the focus goes.
Correct. So focus on what you want. Keep focusing on what you want.
Positive things. Yeah, don't. That's
to the best of their ability.
You talk about the heart of the ask. How can someone ask for opportunities without sounding like pushing?
Well, first of all, I will say it's a good question there. What I realized by investing in my own personal growth, I realized my own awareness is when I used to sell candles and coming out of corporate, somebody was telling me to keep telling me what to do. Now I became an entrepreneur and I don't know anything. I don't know how to connect with people. I'm just trying to sell you candles. Now, I don't know if you're like me, but there are some people out there, we hate to be sold. So I said to myself one day, oh, I hate being sold. Oh, I'm actually doing that. I'm guilty, but I don't know any other way. So I mentioned earlier was awareness. I'm like, oh. And so I ask my clients and people say, well, what questions do you like to be asked? And so how does it feel when people ask questions that involve really personal? Yeah. So I use an acronym in my workshop called FORD, F-O-R-D, family, occupation, recreation, and dreams to help them think of small talk. So if you think you're pushy, you're right. So my world was choose a different word. I am here to be engaging. I want to make connections. So leave the word pushy out of your vocabulary. That's the first choice. Introduce yourself, connect, ask good questions, build a small talk, and invite people to connect and carry it on. But if you want to be salesy, yeah, you're pushing your product. Unless we're willing to admit to ourselves, like, wow, I am selling people, not really connecting in a personal bit. Because we forget. We're not taught it. So until you're willing to go. So that's I remember one of my biggest awarenesses is I like when people, like if I met you for coffee, I'd pick up and say, hey, how was the event for you? And anything you got from that? Have you been to any others? So I pick up from where we last met. And I trust, how does it feel if I asked you how we picked up from last time? Does it seem like I'm interested?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But sometimes I remember I met the girl at a networking event. So I was talking to her and she was saying, oh, I don't like the last networking event because I met a guy. Some guys came here, they came to do like other things. So maybe they have like a weird conversation with her. Since that time, I never heard about her. Maybe I think she just misunderstanding the concept of like networking because of some people that she met over there. So
I mean, I've heard of women say that. I've been networking for 15 years. I don't recall anybody picking me up. I mean, I'm open, but I'm there for a professional reason.
Yeah.
Everybody's in a professional box. Now, I'm not responsible for everybody. Now, whatever her ears might have heard, I'm not saying.
I don't see anything. I'm blind. I'm deaf to any words and professional things.
Wow, that's our own willingness to know how connected we are with ourselves. Be confident. It's like, no, thanks you, but no, thank you. But again, I'm not going to ruin my opportunity to keep going back because I was just one instance. And there's a meme one time I remember seeing. Of the 99 things that go right, you focus on that one thing. So if that one thing stops her from networking, then she's going to lose all her opportunities.
Yes,
right. So.
Gotcha. But she have to do it again and again.
Well, she's still networking. It just might not be at that event. So this is maybe. So when we go to a networking event or anywhere, what are the two common denominators? Do you know what those two common denominators are? Can you guess?
Like people that come, like they come for the same purpose, or
I'll keep it simple. There's a common denominator: me and humans.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if I'm in a grocery store, wherever, Timbuktu, wherever I'm at, there's going to be a human. So whatever networking event I go. But if I'm not ready with my toolbox, ready to know what I'm looking for, ready to go to an event where whoever they are, social or business, Nothing's going to happen. If I'm not ready to go introduce myself and connect,
Nothing.
right. So then there's humans. No matter where I go, I've got to be open and willing to connect.
Because there's women everywhere.
And right, there's women and men everywhere.
Yeah.
But again, the willingness to connect and, again, build that confidence to know who and what you're looking for, so you can discern, who you want to connect with and follow, and do that best to ask questions and follow up.
Skip this kind of conversations and keep going.
Yeah, exactly. Well, some people might ask me, well, how do you cut off a conversation? You might go, or if you're not interested, to say, thanks for, I've got to go, network, or I got to take a call, use a restroom, go get food, whatever. So excuse yourself.
You know how to do it.
Yeah, I support people on how to ask those questions. So yeah.
Yes. What is decoding the womb means, and also how we can identify the people that we have to talk to.
Repeat the first part. How do we
decoding the womb?
Coding. Okay. Well, decoding the room. I would say, I call it discerning. So I might look around the room, take a step back and say, who do I feel I want to connect with? Let's just say 4 or 5 people together, let them conversate. If I see a single person, I might go up to them anyways. Because I've been single before by myself. So I'm open to go and introduce myself.
Feel lost.
Yeah. So I look around the room and just, who draws my attention? Who do I feel like I want to network or hear somebody in a certain industry that, catches my attention? Or
yeah, this is me too.
Okay, good. They're dressed, each his own, but I talk in my workshops to talk about quality. I'm looking to make quality connections. I'm not trying to meet everybody, but whoever feels drawn. If I'm standing, sometimes I'll just stand there, look around the room, who's interesting, who haven't I talked to before, or I had a guy that last week we were at a networking event and we had to postpone it. Now I reached out to him to follow up to reschedule the coffee appointment, the one-on-one. I was at the event. We rescheduled it. So there he was. Yeah. So we're going to have at least, I'm like, all right, I'm in the.
Yeah, and also the energy too. So you just heard him talking and we were like, I catch this energy. So I got to meet that person anyway. Yeah. This is a way to.
You sit somewhere and people might be drawn to you or come up to you. So at the end of the day, yeah. And I do suggest to people, I do my best myself to go early and stay late. Because if I go early, I can meet the smaller crowd. Crowd might be coming in, and as it disperses as the night goes, I'll stay to the end. Again, I have a goal. My goal is at least at 2 or more coffee appointments before I leave. So that's my networking goal, having those coffee appointments scheduled. I know. Because I tell people, you don't want to go back and forth and chasing each other. Why don't we just go ahead and schedule it? It's like your dentist appointment, your hair appointment. Let's go ahead and schedule it. What's that?
There's nothing wrong in doing that.
Well, of course not. It says people have the confidence and how to generally nicely say it. I know you love to get together and love to meet you. Let's go ahead and set that coffee appointment now. Yeah. Pull out my phone. What day it works for you,
For you, what is the biggest mistake that somebody did, like when they go to a networking event?
Well, I would say the failure is always in the follow-up. Most people aren't organized with cards.
I am guilty.
Okay. So on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the best, how would you rate your follow-up strategy? How would you rate yourself?
Me?
Yes, of course.
So
on a scale of 1 to 5, what would you rate yourself?
3.
Okay, 3. Well, that's a good middle number. I gotcha. So what would a 4 look like?
It's like if I stay organized. So sometimes I took those number downs, but I forget. There's like.
So how are your cards organized?
People's
cards that you collected, how do you organize them?
So I don't take cards.
Okay.
Usually I take numbers.
Okay. So what would be the value of having something tangible that you could staple in a notebook and keep track?
Yes. I used to take some cards, but for example, like in Bees to Bees, I take cards. But sometimes when I go like a Wawan, if I go to a place, for example, buy something, I met someone else. Sometimes they don't have cards. So I just.
Gotcha. But how's your follow-up strategy once that's over? What happens to that information?
This is what I'm working on right now.
Okay.
Because I know this is my weakness. This is my weakness.
Is your strategy working for you?
Which strategy?
Saving the phone number in the phone and your numbers. Is it working for you? Is it getting you the best follow-up to continue to follow the conversation and build your professional network and explore opportunities for collaboration?
No, for now, no. I need to do
Okay.
it other way. I was thinking about doing it like other way, but I'm just working on it. I started to have an Excel sheet,
Okay.
so I just put those number down and those names and where I met them, the date I met them. But I didn't finish
Okay.
the Excel.
Okay.
Yeah, but I started. I have my own method, and I do some. For example, I take a day. I do maybe more than 20 calls that day, and if they have some meeting, I say this person I gotta meet that person this day. I gotta meet this, but I know I need to push more on that.
Okay.
That's mean I need to keep that.
Because they don't answer, what's your next step to follow up? And how soon do you do it?
I forgot.
So with the cards you get from biz to biz, how do you keep those organized?
The same thing. I just take those cards and put them on my Excel
So where are the
sheet.
cards right now?
They're in my bag.
Okay. Okay. So I can see this. I can see this, right? It's tangible.
Mhm.
So if I don't see a card, because when I go to a networking event, if you don't have a card, I'll get I have a small notebook in my purse, and I'll have them write pen and paper.
I
The
always
old-fashioned
have my
way.
notebook, but I never use it.
Well, I don't want it in my phone because you know what's going to happen to putting it in my phone?
Mm.
I'm going to lose it. Because it's not in front of me and I can't see it, you're not real. I'll forget it. Poof. Because if it's something in front of me, when we finish wrap this up, I'll show you what I do. So, but I come home after a networking event, staple, write down the date, and possibly 2 of those people I've already got coffee appointments with.
Oh.
And I do my best to follow up Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 2 to 4. Let's say I contact 10 people. My goal is to have 2 coffee appointments scheduled or something moving forward. That's it. Why would I make and following up if I don't have anything moving forward?
Mm.
The sport.
That's great. I'm still learning.
I know,
still
right?
learning how to do that because I know where the weakness is. That's why I'm working.
That's what I'm saying. That's why the whole follow up, because we're not. Have you taught? Do you know how to do it? How often to say it? No, we're not. We've been told the word, but nobody really sat down with you to show you a strategy to how to get more organized with cards and actually maybe what to say.
I do try a lot of method like how to do it before. So I'm like, okay, this is because I start to forget about this number, this, the head. You can't keep everything in your head.
I certainly hope not. Yes. I surely don't.
And I was like, okay, I gotta create a Excel sheet for that one.
Correct.
I got it. But the way you said, when you have the code, it's better too to just temple them and just put them somewhere. So yeah, I will try this one. So
okay.
I gotta have both now.
Well, just so you know,
the numbers and the codes.
Gotcha. Because when people come to my workshop, I ask them to bring the cards with them because most people don't make the time to do it. So you come to my workshop, I provide the notebook, I provide the staple, and I give you the time to start stapling. Some guy the other day, he's like, I don't even want to call these people. Okay, now you can throw them away.
Sometimes they're gonna throw it away. That's why I have my code.
Okay.
So because sometimes when you give them the code, they throw the code away. That's why I said, let me take the number instead of like giving you a code.
Well, I'm a seasoned veteran, so I do like the cards. It's something tangible. I can be anywhere and everywhere, giving it out, a raffle, next door neighbor, friend, who cares? So for me to give a card, if they choose to lose it, that's on them. Now, if I was willing to take the card or their information, I'm going to follow up, that's fine. But if I keep people's cards and I staple it and I do follow up, what does that say about me?
You are serious.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So if people want to lose it, then that's on them.
Yeah. Oh, I got you. So that's mean I have to.
I'm full responsible for the follow up, not them. Even if they lost it. I did an expo for Biz to Biz, and I did my table, and I'm talking to some guy, and I see this guy come over and couldn't talk to him, so I'm talking to this guy, and he leaves and comes back, and he's still talking. Well, my guy that I was talking to, turns out I saw him talking to this guy at my table. And next thing you know, this guy comes back, and I said, hey, I think I saw you talking to that guy who stopped by my table. He said, did you get his number? He goes, yeah. Next day, called the guy, he became my client.
Wow.
It's all because I paid attention to my guy talking to some guy that I missed and just asking him, did you get his information? Yes. And I called him, his name is Steve. I said, hey, Steve, I saw you at the expo yesterday and you stopped by my table, but we didn't meet. He goes, oh my God, Karrie, thanks so much for calling.
That's great.
And sat down for coffee. He's like, oh my God, I could use better follow-up. I could do this. This is what I need. But if I didn't do pay attention to see it. Even though I didn't talk to him, I found somebody else who did, and he got their information. No matter. I was playing a game. I'm going to make it happen.
So now you get it. Yeah.
Right.
That's
what does it say?
That's really smart.
So when I did that, what does that say about me? What does that say about how this whole incident played out? How would you say, who was I being?
I don't really know the word, but like you know those. How you have a good eyes? I don't know, but I don't know how to
Am I on top of it? Is that like I'm willing to do whatever it takes?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
As I said, networking is a game. Mm-hmm. I'm doing whatever it takes. Keep playing. Where's an opportunity? I didn't see. I couldn't. You
didn't miss that one, but you get both, right?
Right.
That one and you get that one. Oh my God, that was, yeah.
So I'm very grateful to have a conversation with that guy, to realize, pay attention that he talked to him, to realize that he was so smart that he got his own phone number, and then I took the time to go do that to him.
That was great. Yeah, for someone shy or new, how do they walk into a room with confidence for you?
Well, if they're open to, again, most people, I guess, fail with small talk, and so I part with the whole forward and asking, small talk questions and family. How are you? Where do you live? Any fun activities? What are your dreams? So these are some goals, I think, to have people
start small, and you can get the confidence. Like
I'll say, smile.
No, I like start small, like the little question about families, each other, and like the confidence came after.
Well, I think with practice,
practice
I mean,
all the time.
Anything. I've been hearing this from my coaches and leaders. Like, how do you get to Carnegie Hall? How did somebody get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, practice, practice. How did Michael Jordan get to where he's at? Practice. Right. But if you're not keep going and you don't keep showing up, you might eventually run into me. And I'm like, oh, because when I go to biz, Harry and Kayla, I said, just when they'll have people come up to me like, oh, she's new, he's new, and they'll point me out. I said, use me. I'm a networking coach, because they're not there to have the conversation. They come and meet me. So no groups really have a networking coach to guide them.
Feel like
absolutely welcome,
and they can go and meet others. For example, if they met you first, oh, that was so easy, and now they can go confidently talk to others.
And I'll also have them when let's say I was with you and there's a person and we've already had a conversation. I go, hey, let's meet, the two of you meet. Like, if I'm near people, I'll do my best to bring them together. I mean, if I'm seeing it, they're just standing there looking. I'm like, hey, you two meet.
Yeah. That's good. What result have you seen from people you have been who apply your network strategies?
Well, I'd say one, build their confidence and really understanding the best and the poor practices before, during, and after. As we talked about, follow-up is where most people fail, and then not having goals. So again, if you're not clear on what you want, how are you going to go out and get it? Yeah. You don't know who your ideal client is. I always suggest people and guide them through thought-provoking questions, because I ask a lot of questions because I can get down deeper to the root of the cause.
I do too.
So, but people have to learn, again, this is a practice. At the end of the day, they have to be willing and open to a practice and get guidance. And if it's not me, hopefully somebody else can be their guidance. Because one lady was going to a networking event and she paid for her employees. She's like, oh, this is great. Now I don't have to teach him networking because that's not my thing. Your thing is networking. I'm paying you to help him, because he's like, I didn't know all this stuff about networking. I had no idea. So nobody took you to school for it.
No,
you just have a word. NETWORKING. It's a 12-letter word, and now you don't even know what it means.
Yeah.
Or how to do it effectively. That's why my workshop is about the poor and best practices, because we learn from contrast. So I suggest the best, and they read the best, because I have a PowerPoint. They read the best parts, and I read the poor. And I said, see the contrast? Oh, because we all can be guilty. If I don't share the poor, they might not really see and understand the best.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
look more professional.
Yeah. What is the lesson that you're gonna say to somebody or anybody gonna listen to this podcast, and how they can meet you if they want to learn more about you, or like
share a little bit about how to get in touch with me?
Not in touch, I mean learn more from you. Okay.
Well, they can reach out to me. I got a website. I got a YouTube channel. So if they want to go, you want to go to my YouTube channel, it's Karrie Klimas GPS. So Karrie Klimas GPS is my YouTube channel. I have now over 200 short motivational videos on business tips, networking ideas. I'm in the process of upgrading it, so I look forward to that, working with a guy I met at a networking event. I also have a website, greatpartnershipsolutions.com. There are services, workshops, and I also do speaking opportunities. I can speak about networking. If anybody has a group and just wants to learn about the 7 steps to master connections or emotional intelligence in the workplace, these are complimentary opportunities. But yeah, they can go. The website's great because if there's anything interesting, they can also email me. There's videos on there too. They want me to reach out. But yeah, I'd love to connect with. If you're open to networking and want to be better at it and finding those little blind spots that are helping you get creating better results, and you've got a growth mindset, well, can afford us connecting.
No fixed mindset.
We got to be open and willing. Again, at the end of the day, I have to be my own ideal client. I remember learning that. And so if I'm not willing to grow and learn myself and being open, I can't do that for somebody else. I can't do it for you, but I can definitely guide you and set you up for success.
Yes,
and also go with them to it. Because the second part of my workshop is actually going to an hour before a networking event and setting their networking goals. And then we put it into practice. And that came from a woman. I went to another networking event years ago. In the last 3 years, when I started my workshop, this lady goes, well, why don't you host an event before the networking event happens? I said, I'll take that idea. And then that's why it's a 2-part workshop. So 1, learning about networking and understanding it better, getting organized and follow up and what to say, because I give people a follow-up success guide and what I say when it comes to follow-up. And then if they want, putting things into practice, separate day. So yeah. And we can celebrate like it's a sport. And
I do learn, me, myself, and I today, right?
Yes, you did.
Yes. It was Conversations That Build with Karrie, and thank you for being here again. And I appreciate all the things that you share with us, and I learned a lot from you, and I really like it. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Okay.
Thank you.
So see you until next time. Goodbye.
Bye.